Have you ever looked at a family tree and thought, wow, that's a long line of people? Well, today we're diving into the ultimate family tree, the one that started it all, Genesis chapter 5. But this isn't just a dusty old list of names. It's a chapter packed with mystery, mind-boggling lifespans, and a hidden message that points to something incredible. Stick around, because you're about to see Genesis 5 in a way you've never seen it before. Welcome back. So, Genesis 5. At first glance, it looks like a simple who begat, who list, starting with Adam and tracing the lineage all the way to Noah. But the first thing that jumps out at everyone is the ages. Adam lived 930 years. His son Seth 912. Jared 962, and the record holder Methuselah lived a staggering 969 years. So, what's going on here? Why did people live so long? There are a few main ideas, and it's important we look at them respectfully. One popular view is that these are literal ages. Before the Great Flood, the world was a very different place. The environment might have been more protective, perhaps with a different atmospheric composition or less genetic decay over time. This allowed for incredibly long, healthy lives that we can barely imagine today. It was a world closer to the original perfection of creation before the cumulative effects of sin and environmental change took their full toll. Another perspective suggests these numbers might be symbolic. In ancient cultures, long life was often associated with righteousness and divine blessing. So these huge numbers could be a way of honoring these patriarchs, showing their significance and their close walk with God. Some scholars have even proposed that the numbers represent clan, lifespans, or are based on different counting systems, like using lunar cycles instead of solar years. While fascinating, this view can be a bit more complex to square with the specific details in the text, like the age they had their first son. But it's a valid scholarly approach that helps us think critically about the text. Ultimately, whether you take the numbers literally or symbolically, the key takeaway is the same. God was preserving a specific, righteous lineage. Each name on this list is a crucial link in the chain leading from Adam to the one man who would save humanity from the coming flood, Noah. This isn't just a genealogy, it's a testament to God's faithfulness in preserving his people through generations. But right in the middle of this long list of long lives, one man breaks the pattern completely. His name is Enoch. Let's look at the text. It says, Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then he was no more, because God took him away. Everyone else on the list lived and then died, but not Enoch. His story is radically different. He lived for 365 years, a full solar year of years, which many see as symbolic of a complete and perfect life. But the most important part is that phrase, he walked faithfully with God. This describes an incredibly deep, intimate, and continuous relationship. It wasn't a one-time event, it was his entire way of life. He was so close to God that instead of experiencing a normal death, God just took him. He was translated directly into God's presence. Enoch serves as a powerful example for us. In a world that the Bible later describes as growing increasingly wicked, Enoch chose a different path. He chose daily fellowship with his Creator. He reminds us that no matter what is happening in the culture around us, it is possible to live a life that pleases God. His story is a beacon of hope, showing that a close walk with God is the most important achievement of all, far greater than living for nearly 1,000 years. He is the great exception that proves the rule of this chapter. Life is not about its length, but its depth and its direction toward God. Now, this is where things get really fascinating. If you take the meanings of the Hebrew names in this list and string them together, a hidden message emerges. It's a detail many people miss, but it's absolutely mind-blowing. Let's go through it. Adam means man. Seth means appointed. Enosh means mortal or frail. Kenan can mean sorrow. Mahalo means the blessed God. Jared means shall come down. Enoch, whom we just discussed, means teaching or commencement. Methuselah, interestingly, his name means his death shall bring. Lamech can mean despairing. And finally, Noah, whose name means comfort or rest. Now, let's put it all together. Man is appointed mortal sorrow, but the blessed God shall come down, teaching that his death shall bring the despairing rest. Is your mind blown yet? Right here, in the earliest genealogy in the Bible, written thousands of years before Jesus, we see the entire gospel message encoded in the names. It's an incredible testament to the divine authorship of Scripture. This isn't a coincidence. It's a divine tapestry woven through history, pointing from the very beginning to the hope of salvation that would come through Christ. It shows that God's plan of redemption wasn't a plan B. It was there from the start, hidden in plain sight for those with eyes to see. So, what can we, living thousands of years later, take away from Genesis 5? It's more than just an ancient history lesson. First, it teaches us about legacy. These men weren't just living for themselves. They were passing down a heritage of faith, a spiritual baton from one generation to the next. It begs the question for us, what legacy are we leaving? What are we passing on to our children, our friends, and our community? Are we building a legacy of faith? Second, Enoch's life challenges us to prioritize our personal relationship with God. In our busy, distracted world, it's easy to let our spiritual life become an afterthought. Enoch reminds us that a daily, consistent walk with God is the most fulfilling life possible. It's not about grand, dramatic gestures, but about the quiet, moment-by-moment choice to include God in our lives. And finally, that hidden message in the names gives us incredible confidence in God's plan. It shows us that God is in control of history, weaving his purposes through generations. Even when life feels chaotic or sorrowful, like the names Kenan and Lamech suggest, we can have hope. We know that the blessed God came down to bring us comfort and rest. This ancient chapter anchors our modern faith in the timeless, unchanging promise of the gospel. As we close out Genesis 5, we see the stage being set for one of the most famous stories in the entire Bible. The world's population is growing, but so is its wickedness. This chapter, this long list of names, serves as a bridge. It connects the Garden of Eden to the eve of the Great Flood. We've seen God's faithfulness in preserving a line of people for himself, culminating in Noah, the man who found favor in the eyes of the Lord. The story is building, the tension is rising, and next time we'll see what happens when the floodgates of heaven are opened. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into Genesis 5. I hope it opened your eyes to the incredible depth and beauty hidden in this chapter. If you found this valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next video. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What was the most surprising thing you learned today? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.